All right, well, it's been a pretty good weekend. 7 things going out on Monday morning unless something sells overnight. And quite a bit coming in, too. A lot to talk about. Let's get into it. Okay, I think I like this angle a whole lot better. That last video, I was just kind of trying to figure out what worked with the tripod and what didn't. This seems a lot better. You might notice some new decor. Found a really cool Back to the Future poster framed, and then Michael is wearing the Bulls Championship hat. That Bulls Championship hat is actually the one my mom bought me at JCPenney's in 1998 when they won. So that's from my personal collection. That's not a vintage find. All right, well, I had some friends who recently moved, and they had some things that they were going to donate out of their old house and some things that they found in the new house that they're like, we should get rid of this stuff. But the thrift stores are closed, so they asked me if I wanted it, and turns out all of it's pretty cool. For starters, you know, you have your friends trained when they bring you random remotes that are go-to things that they no longer have, and they know that remotes can be up for resale. That's about a $10 remote, including shipping, so there's $4 or $5 in profits there. This is the remaster Star Wars trilogy, but it's in just stupendous condition, so that's cool. This one is much better. It is the THX widescreen, so this is pre-remaster, and it is like, it doesn't have the cellophane on it, but it is never been messed with. That might not even ever been watched. They didn't tell me that. You just touch it and you can tell that nobody's messed with this thing at all. And then left in the house that they just bought were these brake pads. I thought they had parts numbers on them as well. I was walking around them. It must be on this side. Yeah. Brake pads. So this is a set of 2 for 2 wheels, and this is the set for 2 wheels. And then separate, that's 2 different rotors and 2 different rotors. And I did comps on them, and they're like, it's about $350 worth of brake parts. But that's if I'm selling them as a professional. I'll probably just try to get them moved as cheaply as I can manage to get them moved quick. But those are pretty cool parts. This Roku doesn't have anything to do with it. It was just on the stack of things that I was carrying out here. First up is this lot of vintage. It's 9 vintage, all Matchbox brand. I had a bunch of these vintage cars. I decided to break them up, break out all the Matchboxes specifically because they're not Hot Wheels. And so that sold for $9.99 plus shipping. There wasn't anything special about any of those cars. They were just kind of 9 generic old Matchbox, and they sold for about $1 a piece plus shipping. Now, you guys that have been with the channel a while may remember this is some vintage Mary Kay, probably mid-90s, and I picked this up in a gift box set of 4, and the gift box set comped out at like $9 or $10, but I parted the 4 pieces out in that box set, and that one just sold for $12.99 free shipping, and none of them sold any cheaper than that. I have one left. I think I have it listed for $17.99, but one of them sold for $32, and one of them sold for like $21, I want to say. It's been a little while. But anyway, sometimes you'll run into stuff that isn't going to comp out much as a box set, but if you part it out, sometimes the parts are worth stuff. It just takes doing a little extra research. But that Mary Kay is always a good name brand if you can find the older stuff, and that one sold for $12.99. I ordered some stickers, so there's something we're going to do special about shipping that one, because perfumes you cannot send priority. You have to send ground. They can't go on an airplane, because if something happens, then they are a accelerant for flame. I got this Game Boy Advance Donkey Kong Country It is in really nice shape. I mean, it's not perfect. The lid's a little raised, which means something's been out of shape. But the game's still in the original little baggie that they came in. It's got the instruction manual, it's got the inserts. The box doesn't really have much of any what they call crush to it. It's super nice. I would say it's probably a 7.5 out of 10. And so that sold. I had it listed for $49.99 and I took a best offer at $40.49, free shipping. So, I mean, that'll only cost me a couple bucks to ship. And that's a pretty good return on investment considering I bought that for $50 with a game I already sold for $50 and a Game Boy that I sold for $40. So that's that was the last piece that I had to sell out of that lot. And so that's all profit off of that. And next up we have a set of 4 Steak and Shake glasses. I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with Steak and Shake. These say "Insight, it must be right," which used to be their slogan, but it's not their slogan anymore. So these are probably from at least the 80s. So I remember buying these. I went back and forth quite a bit, and I ended up just asking my son as the same as flipping a coin. I didn't know what he would know. I said, hey, should I buy these cups? And they were, I want to say they were $3.99 a piece. So 4 of them brought me to $12. They sold for $32, free shipping, but they sold to somebody here in Illinois. And so they'll probably only cost me $8 to ship. And so it puts me $20 into them with the shipping label. And so I'll make like $6, $7, $8. It's not the best return on investment, but they were just a super neat thing that I knew I would be able to make some money on. And next up we have a couple of VHS tapes. They're that older, that mid-90s anime that I've showed you guys a couple of times. This one is a little lurid on the cover. But this one is Golgo 13, sold for $9.69, and this one is just called X, and it sold for $7.99. Both of those include shipping. I mean, if you can pick those up for 50 cents at a yard sale, they're definitely worth getting. That 90s anime stuff is pretty hot, and it will sell. It just VHS tapes aren't going to sell for a ton, but they sell, and they sell. You can buy in super cheap, and so they sell for a profit most of the time, and they ship media mail. So I'll ship those for $2.75 a piece, and if these I'm selling for a buddy. I don't have anything into them, but if I was able to pick them up I've picked up VHS tapes as low as a nickel a piece at yard sales. So if you're able to get some of that stuff, it's worth sourcing if you can get it super cheap. This next one's a kind of an interesting thing. I was over in with BandAids and perfumes and what I call HBA, Health and Beauty Aids, department of a thrift store, and they had this box sitting there on the shelf, and it was like 50 cents. I suspect they didn't have any idea what it was. I still don't know what it is, but it was sealed, and I scanned the barcode, and it came up with like $35 comps. So this one sold for $29.99. The important thing is you want to look at this label and make sure, because I know enough to look at this and say it's some kind of medical device. It's a urostomy pouch, and there is not an RX on here. If you'd have to have a prescription to use this, it would have an RX on it. Then it would be illegal to sell in the secondhand market. That's called the black market. Well, not really. But anyway, you can't sell on eBay or legally at all items that you need a prescription unless you are a pharmacy. So if you find stuff like this, go through the health and beauty aid section of a thrift store and scan stuff if it has barcodes. Look stuff up that is weird, because there is money to be made there. That box cost me $1, sold for $27.99, And it's just because I was like, well, it's only going to take me 2 seconds to scan it and see what happens. Somebody on Facebook was asking about how to do this, so I made them a video, and I thought, hey, I should share that with you guys. So here you go, a little tutorial. Okay, so you open the eBay app, and rather than going into the search bar where you type, you click that little camera in the corner, and then it opens this, and you click the barcode icon, and then you just point your camera at the barcode, and it scans. All right, guys, real quick, I wanted to show you this sticker. This is a sticker I just ordered off of eBay with those perfumes specifically in mind. And then I have other things that I handle that'll use these stickers. What this is something you would put on a first class package to ensure that it doesn't end up on a plane. And it would work for priority too. The deal is, if you're shipping liquids, you have to ship them USPS ground, which is generally more expensive and slower than any other service, or at least as expensive as priority, but you're not getting any of the benefits of priority like insurance and speed. And so if you add this sticker, and I bought 50 of them for $9 on eBay, to your package that is a non-hazardous liquid, then you can send it on first class or priority. And so it can actually save you money, because specifically the perfume today, I would send that out. I would send that out UPS ground, and it would cost me probably $6, $7, $8 to do. I'd send it out USPS ground, and it would cost me $6, $7, $8 to do. But if I send it out first class, because it only weighs like 9 ounces, then it'll cost me like $3.50. And so this sticker not only keeps people safe, but it saves me money too. And so that's something to keep in mind. Well, I think that's going to do it for tonight. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment. Scroll all the way down to the bottom, way down at the bottom, and you'll find a spot that says comments. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the new tripod setup. Let me know what you think about the new time-lapse setup that I'm doing with the shipping. Let me know what you think about whatever. If you've got an idea of something we can improve, if you've got a question about what works and what doesn't work on eBay, if you've got a question about, hey, I bought something on eBay and I'm having trouble, whatever, give me a comment down there and let's talk about the questions that you guys have about running eBay. Give this video a like. It really helps to get the channel out there and seen. And thanks for coming back and watching. Click subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and have a good rest of your day.